Hey guys, Mr. Nozrevich here, and today I want to talk about continuing to use the unit circle to develop our sense of trigonometry. So today's lesson, we're going to work in the first quadrant. And let's look at 30 degree angle. So 30-degree angle is like pi over 6. It's the same thing. And I know that the coordinates of that angle are root 3 over 2 and 1/2. So we're going to use that to figure out what is cosine of pi over 6, sine of pi over 6, and tangent of pi over 6. So let's pull out this triangle. Actually, that's so bad of a triangle. I'm just going to start again. All right, so 30 degrees. So like cosine of pi over 6 is like the same as cosine of 30 degrees, so it's all the same. All right, so we know that my x value here, my distance here, is root 3 over 2. I know this is 1/2, and I know this is 1. So cosine, so 30 degrees, pi over 6. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So my adjacent side here is root 3 over 2. My hypotenuse is 1, so that's just root 3 over 2. Sine of pi over 6 is opposite over hypotenuse. So 1/2 over 1, which is just 1/2. And tangent of pi over 6 is opposite over adjacent, which is going to be 1 over root 3. And if I rationalize the denominator, 1 over root 3, I need to multiply the top and the bottom by the square root of 3, and I get root 3 over 3. So these are the most important things that I want you to take away from this is that cosine of pi over 6 is root 3 over 2, and sine of pi over 6 is 1/2. And if we look at that on Desmos, and bring that up. So on Desmos, we are by default in radians. So if we do sine of pi over 6, we get 1/2. If we switch to degrees and do sine of 30, we get 1/2. Sine, so cosine of 30 is 0.8660, which is the same as square root of 3 over 2. So those match up. Okay. back to this. So now let's do 60 degrees. So this is 60 degrees. And we know the coordinates of that are 1/2 root 3 over 2. So if I do sine of 60, which is the same as, so by the way, 60 degrees is, the same as pi over 3. So that's good to know. Sine of 60 is opposite over hypotenuse. again, the hypotenuse is 1. My opposite side here of 60 degrees is my y value, which is root 3 over 2. So sine of 60 is root 3 over 2. And as you can imagine, both the sine and the cosine of 45 degrees is root 2 over 2. Yeah, it's basically just root 2 over 2. So a couple important takeaways from all this. Sine of pi over 6 is 1/2. Sine of pi over 4 is root 2 over 2. Sine of pi over 3 is root 3 over 2. Cosine of pi over 6 is root 3 over 2. Cosine of pi over 4 is root 2 over 2. And cosine of pi over 3 is 1/2. Now, the very important thing, so this is important. So if I have all the sine values, so like sine of pi over 6 is 1/2. All the sine values are just, so sine of x is, let me not call it x, sine of theta, sine of an angle, is the y coordinate of that angle. And cosine of theta is the x coordinate of that angle. And here's how you can remember that. In the alphabet, it goes x, y, z. So x comes first, then oops, we don't even need z, but x and then y goes after that. In the alphabet, cosine comes before sine. So my x values are, cosine of an angle is the x value, sine of an angle is the y value. So along the same idea, I'm going to pause this for a second. So along the same idea, if you're looking for sine or cosine of any angle, for example, if we want to do sine of, let's say, 180. Sine of 180 is right here, and I know sine is the y value at 180, so that's going to be 0. Sine of 180 is 0. Let's just confirm that. We're going to do sine of 180. That's 0. What if I want cosine of 5 pi over 4? Okay, so cosine is the x value at 5 pi over 4, negative root 2 over 2. Sine of 315. 315 is here. Sine is my y value, which is negative root 2 over 2. So the first thing this week is I want you guys to know the sine and cosine of all the angles in the first quadrant. And then the second part of the week, we're going to do the second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant, and then you'll be quizzed on basic sine and cosine values on the whole unit circle. So like, I mean, anything on here is fine. Like sine of 4 pi over 3 would be negative root 3 over 2. Sine of 4 pi over 3. So you need to really know the unit circle, and then you need to know that sine is the y coordinate at that angle, and cosine is the x coordinate on that angle. So there's going to be a series of Moodle practice problems, and then early next week, we will have like a Moodle quiz. You'll probably have like 20 questions just drawn from over here. So they're going to be randomized. They're going to be all over the place. And that's the idea. That's what we're going to be working towards.